She's playing with her jewelry, she's putting up her hair. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket.
Dominatrixes. How do they play a part in cross-dressing?
Well, dominatrix services are always available for cross-dressers. If they want to just have an opportunity of dressing up for an hour or so and playing a role play, that can be done. The dominatrixes get paid for their services. They're not prostitutes. They do role play and cross-dressing and other BDSM activities for pay. And the client gets to dress up and play his little role, and no matter what age he is, no matter what race he's from, no matter what shape he's in, the dominatrix will accommodate that. But a lot of them don't feel satisfied because it is a bit cold, a little bit too professional sometimes. So they would rather have a partner, which is difficult to find, it seems.
Now, have you ever experienced, you counsel people, so what is it exactly that you do when a couple comes to you, maybe the gentleman wants to introduce this into the relationship? How do you bring that about and mention it to the wife? Is there a certain way of introducing this?
I want to find out from the wife how she really feels about it. If she just wants to do it to keep him happy, but it gives her negative feelings, it's usually not a very good idea. She would have to be a little more comfortable with it. If she's curious and willing to experiment, great. Then I would recommend that they take different steps of getting there. And I have worked with couples where it's been very successfully incorporated into their lovemaking, into their daily activities, into their weekend activities. It usually doesn't happen every day. Most cross-dressers don't dress up every day.
And now, does this this activity with your partner replace sex in the relationship, or is this something that you do as well as?
It should be in addition to sexual activities that they have done before. They could add it on, put a little more spice into their sex life if the woman is interested. And in some couples it's very successful. I'm cutting on a movie right now about Sarah and Ben, a couple that has been married for many years, and they incorporate cross-dressing into their weekend activities, not all the time, but when the time is right, and it's very fun for both of them. And Sarah gets her house cleaned and her tea served.
So does, in Sarah and Ben's case, does he wear her clothes, or does he have his own wardrobe?
He has his own wardrobe. They have different size.
I guess that would count.
Same size shoes.
Okay, they share
the same
shoes?
size shoes, yeah. But what looks good on him looks... they have different taste in clothing, too.
Because that would piss me off, I think, if my significant other looked better in a dress than I did, especially if it was my dress.
To do.
Speaking of which, do cross-dressers get more of a charge if they actually feel they look pretty in something? I mean, what if someone really doesn't look good in a dress and a wig and lipstick? Is they still get a charge out of it?
I think subjectively to them, they still feel pretty. I think they, they feel adorned, they feel they look better than without the cross-dressing, and in many cases I would agree. They may not look like they would be stared at in a nightclub or model looking, but they do look sweet and cute, and especially if they shave at least their face and having a nice wig, it can make, I'm not judgmental if people enjoy that, and I think it looks cute on most people if they really are into it.
Now, a question about you and your counseling. How did you decide this is the field that you wanted to go into?
I think that's just a field that is badly understood, and there are a few very good psychotherapists in the Bay Area who deal with that topic. I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm a doctor of psychology, but not a licensed therapist, so I do consultations on a lighter level. If there are some mental health issues, real issues, I refer people out. But there are so many people that are isolated, lonely, have no partners, feel insecure about their sexual behavior, sexual activities, and they really appreciate being able to talk to me, individuals or couples, and not feeling judged and feeling free to unfold their ideas with me to find a better way of incorporating it into their lives, solo or with a partner.
So if somebody has this inclination and they want to open up and find a group, is it best to go online? Are there any places that they can go where they can meet people that are into this as well and maybe find a community?
Most cross-dressers don't want to be around other cross-dressers. Most
Okay, really?
heterosexual cross-dressers want to be around women who appreciate them for their cross-dressed selves. So there are chat groups, there are tribe.net has all kinds of tribes, there BDSM communities are very open-minded for cross-dressers. But for most cross-dressers, if they're not married, and if they're married, they either have a wife that is accepting of it, or most likely they keep it a secret, so nobody knows, and they're quite isolated, and they may see dominatrixes. But single cross-dressers want to find a female partner, and often don't dare really bringing it out, and there are not that many women who are open for it, unfortunately. So yes, there are communities and there are groups, but ideally people want to find a partner more than a group.
So it'd be nice to have like a Match.com for kink.
Yeah,
some way.
Those dating sites exist, but again, it's such a great imbalance of men who want to cross-dress versus women who would find that acceptable in a partner. Although if it's really important for a man to cross-dress, I would recommend he's single to put it out onto his dating profile or bring it up in conversation before even meeting immediately, so that it's out in the open. And if the woman isn't open for it, then they never meet, no harm done.
So cross-dressers, do they usually have other kink preferences, or is it usually just cross-dressing that they're into?
That again depends. I hate to say that it depends so many times, but it is true. It depends so much on the individual. A lot of cross-dressers, as we said, enjoy being submissive, enjoy being told what to do, maybe get involved in BDSM to a certain extent, in bondage and spankings and stuff like that. Others are not into that. They just want to cross-dress. A cross-dresser could at the same time have a leather fetish, would completely go wild if his female partner were to wear leather outfits or leather gloves, or a shoe fetish. If they get to wear certain shoes, if the woman got to wear certain shoes, they would go wild. So fetishes, once they admit to being cross-dressers, bringing in another fetish wouldn't be such a big deal.
Okay, it's kind of opening the door.
Yes.
For other things. Now, do you have couples that actually go shopping together to find the clothes? And
that's a wonderful thing. Often the male, if he's a cross-dresser and a bit on the submissive side, may also enjoy being a little bit embarrassed in a fun way. You know, the favorite thing would be to go to a lingerie shop with his female partner, and the partner would lift little panties and say, "Oh, that would look good on you." With a
I'm sure the saleswoman is like, "I don't get this."
A lot of saleswomen in San Francisco are they are used to it. It happens a lot, apparently. But in more remote areas or away from the big cities, I think it could be a little too embarrassing.
Like in Ohio and things.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine people from all over the United States not really having a venue to talk about this. And you know, we're in San Francisco, so anything goes here. We love the city for that reason. But in smaller towns, being ridiculed or more dangerous, you know, even hurt because of what they want to try to do here. So it would be good to reach out and find some group or some area that you can at least have a chat room to be able to talk about these things and understand that you're not alone.
And it is such a great relief once a cross-dresser tells his story to someone who's not judgmental. My clients for counseling, when they often start to cry because they've never told anyone about this, and they live in the Bay Area, but they've never told anyone about it. Some are younger men, some are older men, and it's just so good for them. I'm not judgmental, you know, I'm not their partner, I'm not going to go out shopping with them, but at least they know that I am totally understanding, accepting of it. And so if that can be a good start, but ultimately they would need to find more friends and ideally a partner who's okay with it.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Gabriele Hoff. You can find her at www.lifestyleeducation.com.
Net.
Very good. It's underneath. Thanks for joining.
With fingernails that shine like justice and a voice that is dark.